Hi, I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Johnna, and welcome to Lit and Loud.
Ooh.
A podcast that one reviewer called too political, foul-mouthed, and disappointing. Happy Pride.
Yeah. Exactly what I want to be known as.
Yeah. Honestly, she thought she heard us, but it felt good.
You know, it did. You sent that to me, and I was like, you know, it feels good to be seen, you know?
So, for those of you who don't read our reviews, which
Hi, everyone.
I typically don't do, a woman was very disappointed in us because we swore and we were too political, and she called our podcast disappointing. But after reading the full review, I sent it to someone and said, this is exactly how I want to be seen.
Yeah. This is actually good news. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It feels good to be known.
Hi, Diva. How are
Diva. You? Ooh, before we get into this, if you would like to skip the yapping,
oh yes,
look for the timestamp in the show notes. We're trying this. So, I don't know. It could be 30 minutes from now. It could be an hour from now. It could be 10 minutes. I don't know. Check the timestamp down below.
We're doing it right now, but also, like, it's the good part. So, like, don't skip it.
Yeah. Come hang out with us. But if you don't want to,
yes,
we
understand.
We'll still be here. Yeah.
We're like, get to the good stuff. I need to know. This is part 3. Like,
yeah. I feel like when I started listening to some true crime podcasts, I was like, why are they talking so much? And then I was like, oh, this is who they are. And this is the real reason I'm here. So they'll come around.
You quickly get on board. Yeah, because it becomes this super niche thing. Like we were just saying, if someone came up to us and talked about like a facet of maybe one of our obsessions that week, like I'd be dead. I'd be like, that's a listener right there.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That happened at book club this week. Someone told me that they stopped watching Euphoria so they could listen to our recap of it.
Surprised we hated it.
That. So it feels good to be seen.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Shout out to book club. Love you.
Love you, book club. See you in the club.
What are you reading? See the club.
Ooh. I finished today No Fats, No Fems by Max Hovey. This book is good. It is targeted towards all people in the queer community, but a lot of it has to do with white gay men, I will say. And it deals a lot with unpacking implicit bias and trying to course correct your inner monologue. And me and you have talked about implicit bias a lot because it's impossible as a queer person to not have implicit bias. And he did this really impactful part in the book where he talked about all the different gay communities and tribes and talked about how hard these were for people's body images, because if you want to identify as a twink but you don't quite fit the mold, then you're losing community. And if you don't quite fit the bill as a bear, you don't fit into that community, and how isolating that can be. But he listed all of them, and he's like, picture a bear in your head. You can partake in this exercise. Picture a twink in your head. Picture, whatever subsect in your mind. And he goes, you just pictured all white people. And I was like, oh, I did.
I didn't.
Oh, proud of you. All we can do is better ourselves at all points. We all have implicit bias to unpack. And there were lots of things in this book that I hadn't really thought about, but it was definitely a call to action. And I hope that this book hits in the communities where it should, because I don't trust cis white men to unpack what they're dealing with.
Hey, say it louder on this Pride Day today.
Political, baby.
Political and loudmouthed. What was the word she used?
Foul-mouthed.
Foul-mouthed.
Too political. Disappointing.
Yes. Well, speaking of disappointment, I feel like this is intentional in a very needed conversation, especially in like the white cis gay man community. It's very much so built on body image and like fitting into these very specific molds and these very specific communities. So yeah, Drew had also finished that, and they really enjoyed it too, and thought it was like very thought provoking and also like an important conversation. So I cannot wait to get that. It's on hold for probably for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it was a very good read. There was a lot of stuff in there, and it was also a call to action for, I don't want to call them out like this, but white hot gay men to make space for other queer communities, especially lesbians that frequent erasure in those spaces, because I don't have you ever walked into a gay bar? Because y'all aren't welcome there. Like,
oh, you mean the upstairs and the downstairs to the Baltimore Eagle girl? I was like, oh, okay, this is the gay space and that's the queer space. It is very night and day. So
and he very much spoke on queer spaces. He's like, the places I felt most comfortable are queer spaces, not gay spaces, not and he talks a lot about the tribalism of it all and why it's important to band together, because there's people after all of us. You know?
Yeah. This reminds me of a conversation that came up from a TikTok, not to like completely railroad us, but this
that's what we're here for.
Hey guys, to be loud and disappointing. But yeah, no, I watched this TikTok from a creator. She has a trans husband, and she's talking about being in the queer community and going to queer spaces and like not having a place. And like that's something Drew and I experience all the time. Not to speak on their experience.
I saw
but
this.
Like,
you reposted it. I saw it.
Yeah, it's just like those conversations of in our own communities. It's like you're ostracizing people, and a lot of the discourse was actually about sapphic spaces and how sometimes sapphic spaces really exclude trans people who might have been part of the sapphic space, and it leans more comfortable. And now, because there's a lot of rhetoric around man hating, you know, trans men get lumped into that, and that's just really unfortunate. We need to be hating on cis men. If we're going to be honest.
I sent some serious man-hating content to the group Instagram chat today, and Drew was not included in that.
Right. So there's just like...
But not you.
Right. And like, but that's like the frame of mind, not for everyone. And like they were talking about an experience where they went to a sapphic realm event, like maybe held by like one of those sapphic groups, and they really felt ostracized. And like the bouncer was like, you can't come in. This is for women only, and like this is insane, like this is our own community. So I think there's a very interesting line to take here, but like that's definitely not the one to do it on, because this is just ostracizing your own community and ultimately hurting everyone you're trying to protect in that insular group. Like it's not helping the us of it all. It isn't at all. So you need to like be a little bit more introspective. So like that's a huge conversation around privacy here, and I'm really glad it's like kind of been brought up, because you know it's not everyone's like, you know, to look at those idiosyncrasies in, you know, our community. It's not something that people do often. So yeah, do the work this Pride. Read something maybe.
Yeah, read this book, because he says in the beginning, like, this is probably going to be uncomfortable to read, and there's going to be pieces in this that kind of make you feel called out, and if they do, good, because we have work to do. Everyone, I've said this a million times, everyone has work to do. It is impossible to live in modern society and not have implicit bias. Even if you're doing the work, the implicit bias exists, and course correcting your internal monologue is something that we all actively work against, whether it's body shaming or whatever it is. We all have work to do, and this book was really good. It's short. It's absolutely, everyone read this. Happy Pride. I also finished The Butcher's Masquerade. I have a million great things to say about this, but I know our listeners are in on Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I'm not going to deliver any spoilers. But if you're listening on the audio, slow it back down at the end, because Donut sings us a song, and it's fucking crazy.
I told you.
I was like, 1X for that. That was so
like,
good.
Oh, it's my song. It's my song.
Yeah.
Incredible. Jeff Hayes just eats every time, and I swear to God, because we're all talking about the television show, everyone's like, if Jeff Hayes isn't voicing Princess Donut, we'll riot, and I'm kind of standing behind it, because that he is Princess Donut.
100%
embodies everything that Princess Donut is.
Yes. So with my finishing of The Butcher's Masquerade, I immediately restarted Dungeon Crawler Carl because it was book club and that was our book pick. So I reread Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am proud to report my retention was very good on it.
Good.
The issue at hand was I wasn't sure what was in book one, and I was running the book club discussion. I didn't want to put any spoilers in there or do anything. I will deliver this.
Hard.
I know. I will deliver this to you, which was one of the questions I asked at the end of the discussion. It was over, but I'm on my interview game, so I had follow-up questions. I went, do you think Carl's a book boyfriend? In the room, unanimously said no, and I said, I'll ask again next month.
Yeah, how about you wait, bitches?
Month. Yeah, see you next month.
Yeah, next month it'll be a different conversation. Ooh, that's a good one. You guys should just do the series from here on out just to really dig it into her.
It won 10-1 in the poll, but I will say there are 3 people in book club that did not like this, do not want to continue reading it. So I'm worried about fully ostracizing them because I want them there. So I'm worried the group's going to have Dungeon Crawler Carl fatigue. Like, they are in the heart of book club, and I would feel shitty about that. 100%. So I did offer kind of a route. If we get Carl fatigue, maybe we can carry on with like a Zoom format to keep going through the series and meet monthly and pick other books. Book club.
I mean, not
because I don't want to push anyone out for 8 months. That's crazy.
It's a huge lift, and like, it's starting back. Like, you are also like, we are at a point now that we're shifting into this like latter, because I'm also at Butcher's Masquerade. Yeah, the latter half of this, which is like crazy. So it's about to inform a lot, and you might deal with, because I do it to Drew all the time. Drew is just catching up, is kind of getting close, but I would be like, oh, I was like talking about Prepotente, and he's like, who the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like,
never mind. I won't push anyone out of book club because that's not what I'm here to do. But I hope we can keep reading this. 2 is locked in for next month. So we'll see if anyone reads it and gets more on board or if they hate it. But the book poll was pretty unanimous, which sparked joy. And then the last thing I am reading, I have not started yet, but I just got approved for an arc of Fabulous Bodies by Chuck Tingle. And we locked it in right before this episode. That is going to be the next book we cover. And we are very excited about that.
Chuck.
Where's my guy?
This is
Chucky.
Look at your guy. Chucky. Yes, I'm very excited about this. It's going to be really interesting for listeners, I guess. Like, I feel like there is so much content that I want from other people that read Chuck Tingle. But, like, it's mostly people recommending it and saying it's, like, really fun and, like, something different. But it's, like, I want to talk about it, so this will be interesting.
Yes, I'm very excited. What are you reading?
Oh, okay, so I finished. It's been a slow week. I was not feeling like reading this past weekend. I didn't want to pick up a single book, but I did get some reading in, and started some good stuff. I read The Shots You Take by Rachel Reid. Now, I liked it. I'm not going to say I didn't like it. Is it Heated Rivalry? Is it the Game Changer series? Is it Long Game? No. And so it's really hard for me to be like, this just wasn't her best writing, but like it just wasn't my favorite. I think being thrown into that level, it is true to say that she does write with a lot of like grief and complex family dynamics, and like there's a lot of and trauma and injury and things like that is built into a lot of her writing, so I understand. It's not like I was like surprised, but thrown into the level of grief that we experienced in the beginning of that book, and the hurt and the anger, like a lot of anger. This is how I felt. Who's the one that was super angry? Was it Troy?
I think it was Troy Barrett, because he was the one that was friends with the role model. Yes, Troy.
Yes, role
Troy
model. Okay, so
yes,
so it gave me that, and like that's the big reason why I didn't like role model. Like, it wasn't my favorite, but so I guess like that's my biggest gripe about it. But like the story was good, and I think how they reconnected at the end was really nice. The smut in it was good. I'm never gonna complain about
It's a Rachel baby.
The way that Rachel writes it is the way that I want to receive it. So so it's not all bad, but it just wasn't my favorite one. I'm not upset that I read it though. I started an arc. It's called The Lowe Job by Grace Alexander. It was published 2 days ago, so it is out to the world. I'm just catching up. I have a lot to read, and I keep requesting shit because my favorite authors are like very much so on NetGalley. So I'm like, oh, I want that, and my ratio is going to be fucked forever. Nonetheless, I'm enjoying myself, and they're still giving them to me. So, but I'm being smart. I'm reaching for more audios and trying to, like, if there are both opportunities, I try to go for the audio because I'm just much faster listener.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, The Lowe Job is good. I told you earlier, it's like Succession with Kardashians. It's like they meet in the middle, and it's very much so Blue Sister vibes, if you remember.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's this element of like everyone's lives and you're looking into them and how they inform each other, down to like the mother figure in this, who is like very much so Kris Kardashian in this. It's very funny. It's very like snappy. It's in the political world. So there's like, and it's a lot to do with like image. The audio is really cool because there's a lot of elements to it. There's podcasts you get thrown into, and you get thrown into like radio shows. And so it is fun. It's dynamic, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm plowing through it. I have 20% left.
I'm going to slap a hold on this right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's archived. I mean, you probably could get, I think it was like a listen now. If not, they gave it to me on NetGalley. It's not, I don't think the archive date is coming up. So
several months wait, or 24 weeks wait.
Okay. Try to NetGalley. I would definitely think they still give them after it's published. I've gotten some before, so.
Okay.
So yeah, I did actually I'm liking it. I know I'm going to like this book. I think it's a book of the month from what I understand. I saw on the author's story. I think it'll get a lot of eyes on it, and it deserves it. It's very, very fun. Unhinged main character, unreliable kind of energy.
Those are our best Judies.
Yes. Character-driven stories, people. This is what we live for. So if you like that, eat it up. It gives also best offer win vibes. Margot's internal dialogue, that is really what it gives this kind of book. Read that. And then I am going along reading Hold Me Like a Grudge. It is so good. I'm very much so in the beginning, but the setup is incredible. And I love this writing. Again, it's not particularly my world, but I am so the Golden Lovers, this like deep thing that we connected on like months ago to be like, this needs to happen. And this whole like rabbit hole I went down a couple months ago is like, it's feeding me, and I can only imagine it's feeding you in a way that like Margot did, like so
yeah,
I get it, and it's good. It's like a good read. It's something different too. So people that like sports romance need to get into this because it's not like a typical sports romance. Yeah, I really like it. I'm very excited to finish it, and there might be something happening. So.
There might be something happening with this book. The pub date for it is the 30th.
30th, yeah.
The 30th. So we are very excited. There's a virtual book release party that you can go to Celine's Instagram and RSVP to. I think it's going to be on Instagram Live, and we're super excited for it. We heart boys and we heart wrestling.
I love it. What are you watching? So excited to hear.
I have finished season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. This came out in 2024, but spoilers ahead. I looked up the date this came out, and I was like, this is why she didn't tell me about it. It came out 2 years ago. She probably did.
I probably did.
Let me pull up my notes. I am just like in this cave where I know that you've watched this, but you're not actively watching it with me. So I know if I watched something 2 years ago, my details are not up to snuff. So
yeah, but
I'll
get on.
Please come on this journey with me. First of all, Louis is so fucking petulant. I cannot wrap my head around why all these men love him so much. And I find him to be a pretty unlikable character all around.
I feel similarly. I think it's more so his, like, he kind of is, like, pure heart. He kind of gives, like, that vibe.
But
he's a simple man. But, I mean, at this point, so you're at the end of season 2, yes, girl. Like, you're right. Like, is he? But like, I think him and his soul, he's just very much so that. Like, just a guy.
Okay. just a guy that loves his family that gave it all up. Okay.
Right, because Lestat is not that. You know?
Oh,
Armand
I'll
is
talk
not
about
that.
him. I'll talk about my fucking diva.
I knew you'd love him.
The next note I have is, the messiest bitch you know is a man. I'm just not sure if it's Louis or Lestat.
Yeah.
They are so fucking messy. Lestat is everything to me, as you know. He is a yearner. I love a fucking yearner. But also in the same way I fucking loved Nosferatu in this fucking come to me call. Like, that is so implicitly vampire and like so fucking good. What a yearner. You're yearning across fucking centuries?
Girl.
For me?
Girl. Sidebar. You really need to watch this version of Dracula because the yearning in it is fucking palpable. I creamed about it, okay?
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'll send it.
I really have no notes on Lestat except for his domestic violence moment, because that was really unappreciated. That was so jarring. That was crazy. But he, not to be a fucking sympathizer, he's just a man of deep emotion.
Okay,
oh
Cubby.
my God. And his fucking nails. This slut.
So, you know that I have not, I haven't said it to you,
my
but I have not
God.
purposely started season 3 so we could like watch it along with each other. Cause like if it's cause it's going to be so good. You get rock star Lestat, like it's going to eat and he's going to eat. So I needed you to get on the level of love of Lestat so I could talk to you
You
about
know
it.
I've loved him since like S1E1.
I
Like,
know
that's
you have,
my
but now
boy.
you've
And like
gotten everything.
that man, there's something about him that looks like Michael C. Hall in every correct way.
Yes. In the Kinky Boots way.
Yes, this diva. I really loved Claudia's character.
Heartbreaking.
That was just a fucking terrible storyline. That reveal, again, spoilers for a 2-year-old show, that reveal at the end where Lestat saved him, I'm like, of fucking course he did. And Armand, I didn't like his vibe
Slippery.
the whole time.
Me too. I hated Armand's vibe from the minute we were introduced to him. I knew he was up to
Why are
something.
you so hard on Louis? Just to fucking spite Lestat? Like, I don't understand that dynamic. The other
Jealousy's
thing
a
I want
curse.
to talk about with this is how incredibly done this dual timeline is. Incredible. I love who they picked to play the reporter.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yes, my diva. I ate this shit up. And I will say, let me make sure that's the end of these notes because I have one more. Yes. Because I finished it right before the podcast. So I'm like 20 minutes in to season 3, episode 1. I didn't know you were waiting for me.
I'm going to go in. You're good.
He, from my heart to the screen, I was like, I knew. And this is, the previews for this season are what got me on this show, because I saw a slutty vampire in skin tight jeans, shirtless, with this beautiful head of hair and his shimmery nails, and I said, this slut for me. Lestat's just
for
like,
you.
I can't. I just
he
like,
is.
like there's
it's
no
like,
word for it. There's no word
he's
for it.
So unapologetically, like, just like horny, and also just like does not care. Like, he is so, he's like, he's yearning. He's a slut. So you see, this is why it's like this season is like such a big deal, because you got season 2 and season 1 are very different. Those vibes are incredibly different.
Yeah.
And so you're entered into like after season 2 era of its own, and you get this fucking delicious version of Lestat as a rock star. Like,
I will take any version of him, even the decrepit house one. That scene at the end where Louis came back to him, I was like, oh my fucking God. This show's doing things to me that
so unhealthy.
are very exciting. Yeah.
It's so unhealthy.
These books will be hearing from me, for sure. I have it in my Libby of Interview with a Vampire. So, if that yearning's done so well on screen, imagine it in a book.
I'll let you. I literally looked because when we talked about it last week, I looked and I've had Interview with a Vampire suspended for probably months now because I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to see how you like them.
I'll let you know. What are you watching? Are you yearning over there?
No, not yet. Because quite literally, the Interview with the Vampire is the only thing that is exciting. But again, I've been quietly waiting. We finished The Burbs. I highly recommend it. It is silly. It is campy. It is funny. It is mysterious. There are twists. There are turns. It's like reading
The cast goes fucking crazy.
The cast is crazy, dude. I haven't
finished it.
Yeah, it's just silly and like it's not meant to be taken like super seriously, and that's what I really like about it. It is giving those like Scooby-Doo mystery vibes. So I love
but
it.
It's
and
old
I love
people.
Keke Palmer.
It's very like, oh, we're talking about the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the Burrows. I did this again. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, there's some old people.
Helen.
But
yes.
You should get in there because it feels, and I actually watched the trailer for the Burrows, so I will be watching that.
I think I only have the last episode of the Burbs left.
Oh, nice.
I just have to finish it. I just have to wrap it up. It is very Scooby-Doo. It's very fun, and it's so not serious. Like, things are happening that should be scary, but instead they're, like, running in place and then skedaddling. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly that vibe. So just if you need something like light, there are moments where Drew and I are like, "Oh, I'm spooked. I'm scared. What's gonna happen?"
Like, and then they make a joke out of it.
Yeah, they like the next episode. It's like, oh, it was all a silly gag.
Yeah.
And other than that, we're watching New Girl. We're cruising through. We're almost to season 3. We're about to get through the 3 episodes with Jess's sister, who is played by, speaking of Scooby-Doo, Velma from Scooby-Doo in the live action. What's her name? Linda Cardinelli. So she plays Jess's sister, and she plays like she's like unhinged chaos monster to Jess's very pinned up vibe. So yeah, it's just kind of like that. It's not bad. They're not bad episodes, but they're just like, I'm in the season. I want the next big thing to happen because I know what happens next. So we're cruising along though, and we're actually really enjoying it as a rewatch. I'm not mad at it because like you get sucked into rewatches sometimes, and you have like the pure intentions and you get the good vibes from the parts that you like, and then you're like, oh, I forgot that I didn't like this piece, or it's been so long since I watched this thing. But I don't know. I genuinely don't feel like that about New Girl, but I have rewatched things and I was like, this was a one-timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. What are you obsessed with?
Cool. I am obsessed with 2 things. I kind of, from this podcast and this book, have felt inspired to think about music again. I know that I'm well known as a Swiftie, but I have a long sordid past with music, and my favorite band broke up in 2021, and I didn't listen to music for years. And that sounds so dramatic, but I'm so serious.
I know that feeling.
So I am dipping my toe back in, and I have been listening. This is like the most dad thing ever. I love a live cut, and I love a performance video because of the energy of it all. So I've been doing that, and I've been watching a lot of old music videos from way too long ago. This brings me into the third thing I'm obsessed with is one of my best friends moved back to town, so I can just text her randomly and say, "What are you doing? Can I come over?" And I can come over. And it's so fun. I can just sit on her couch and we can beat a dead horse and we can hang, and it's so fun. But I was over at her house the other day, shout out Theo, and she's like, put whatever on. And I was like, I'm going to leave this up to the YouTube algorithm, and we're going to watch music videos.
Yes.
Oh my God. Clicking on a video of a band that I've loved and seeing that it was released 19 years ago is deeply humbling. I'm like, 19, eh? I remember when this song was released, like. So, yes, I've been having a lot of fun listening to music and hanging out with my friend, which is
I love
all
that.
excellent. We're all in. I'm back, baby. I'm finding vibrance in my life.
You know what? There must be something in the air because I have just been like, I listened to, this is very Aaliyah behavior, but I got an earworm and I found a song that I could not let go. And it's from Blood Orange. And it was during an era I probably would have listened to the song, but I completely missed out on the Blood Orange era of Tumblr.
I don't know what that is.
It's okay. He's
Okay.
like an indie artist.
Old.
But yeah, I heard one of his songs from the era and people were like, this is like a biblical, one of those ones that sticks. And I literally listened to it on repeat because the vibes were just so good. I'm like, this must be the frequency because I was typing at like freaking fire speed, not getting distracted. It did something for my ADHD. I was like, whatever frequency this is, it's working for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to
buzzing in this brain.
And that's part of the reason why I haven't read as much because I was like, I've been listening to music again that gives me that vibe.
Same.
And I'm like,
and
ooh, this is good.
Also, the kind of like whiplash of, because before I listened to Taylor Swift, listened to metal my whole life. So the absolute whiplash of me, it almost felt like I was driving around listening to this band called the Acacia Strain. And I was like, I'm going to have to like come out to my family as a heavy music listener again. Because this is going to scare people. But like, this is my roots. Like, I put on this album that they released in, I think, like 2008. And I know every word to every song. And every song feels like home and makes me so nostalgic. But it is hardcore music. Not Taylor Swift. But like, again, that's who I am, which is so funny.
That is really funny.
What are you obsessed with?
I have one thing and one thing only that's consuming my brain. So we had a meeting with the lovely Sam of Book Fair at Bel Air of E.S. Roslin, and she put us on to this little free library that's local to us. So I went down a whole rabbit hole again because this is what I do, and I entered the little free library hunting space. And guys, let me tell you, this is something I am very excited to venture on because I spend a lot of time on the road for my job and they are quite literally everywhere, which is amazing. So yeah, there are some really cool ones that are local to me that Johnna and I are going to check out soon. And yeah, there's an app that you can mark them and you can make a route for the day if you were like going to multiple places. You can check in. Some of them have the opportunity for you to like leave a little note to be like virtually because they're all registered. And I
Divas were here.
Right. I love this concept. So I'm very excited to like go on this adventure. I'm going to like pull from my shelves, which I've already done, but pull it from my shelves. So I have like another thing to add to my fucking trunk. It's going to poor Drew. But yeah, another thing in our car for me to carry around is a stack of books to like replenish it. But I'm very excited to like get some goodies and venture into the little free library hunting world. So
yes. Out there digging around.
Just digging. So yeah, that's all I have time to be obsessed with, honestly. I'm obsessed with the sun too, because vitamin D feels good again, but we've been on that train.
It doesn't get old.
No.
Seeing the sun. Very important. Now we are going to enter part 3 of our coverage of You Won't Forget Me by Mazey Eddings. Make sure that you listen to the first 2 episodes or read the book. Up to you. Or just buckle up for spoilers, baby.
Fine
There
with us.
are some trigger warnings in this book. So there is mention of depression, compulsions, particularly around social media, and compulsory heteronormativity. So take care of yourself, and we're going to dive right in.
So where we left off in chapter 21, Cubby went to go meet up with Connor after he texted her after doing this whole forlorn Instagram live. And he put the old razzle dazzle on with the paparazzi, called up the people and had them waiting outside so he could have a little pop moment. And she is furious. Okay.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, mama. So we're in chapter 22, where the band quite literally rolls into Philly when their van decides it's had enough of the tour and breaks down. They get stranded at a mechanic shop, luckily, in Fishtown, and they are forced to stay in a really questionable motel while the repairs are underway to fix this shit. Just like a representation of the current state of things for everyone.
Yeah, right. I have a little Fishtown shout out. I had a friend named Vale that lived in Fishtown for many years. She lived in a row house, and we used to go down every year for her block party. They'd shut the street down and drink alcohol in the street. And
Incredible.
I was they had kiddie pools out, and I got in a kiddie pool and got a staph infection in that kiddie pool. I had like an ingrown hair on my bikini line and got in a kiddie. I had no idea. It was like something really small, but it was just irritated enough that if I got into the dirty water, I'd apparently get a staph infection. And I had this like lump in my groin, and I thought I had cancer, and I was dying. Because I could feel it. It was like right at the joint, and I could feel it. I could like roll my hand over it. And I panicked, and I went to urgent care, and she's like, "You have a staph infection." I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Bless. Best outcome.
Yeah, 100%.
Guys.
So, no nothing
cancer.
but love between me and Philly and my staph infection.
Love that. Maybe if we do like a trip to Philly, we could get shirts, Johnna.
I went to Philly, and all I got was this lousy staph infection. Yeah.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Cubby is still obsessively Googling herself and Connor. She's trying to figure out whether he's evil enough to have planted the media story about their meeting. And if that wasn't enough, her tooth is absolutely killing her at this point. So we mentioned that last episode. That detail will come back, and here it is. Her jaw is swollen, her face is blotchy, and the infection in her mouth is getting worse. And when she looks inside of it, everything is really angry and inflamed. And like that's the worst. Like when you're like, something is wrong and I need to face the music, and it is so fucked.
Worst.
So that feeling I remember reading this. I was like stressed for her because that pain, mouth pain, is nothing to fuck around with, especially when you're a singer on a tour with a band,
Yes, 100%.
Now there's a little nod here because Mazey Eddings is a dentist. So do you think this is like a little
She
info
owns
paddock?
her own practice. I did some digging. She actually bought and owns a practice. So Mazey is a doctor. Yes, this made me so happy, so silly goofy. Get you a girl that can do both.
Queen. So when Cubby leaves her room, she finds the entire band staring at their phones like someone died. Something awful has happened, obviously, and Kale shows her the article. It's a picture of Cubby's meetup with Connor, and the headline reads, "Cubby Clark crawling back." Awful alliteration. It gives us Cubby Clark, the notorious girlfriend of Tea Time Tantrum's leading man, Harry O'Connell, can't seem to help herself as she is seen begging for her heartthrob ex, Connor McCabe, to take her back, not only in the bedroom, but on the stage. Insiders report Cubby orchestrated a surprise visit to McCabe's NYC hotel in an attempt to lure him back into a relationship and take her on as a supporting act as his stardom intensifies.
Boo!
The media just proves to be the poison that it is. I'm like, we've said this multiple times, but like reading an article like that with your relationship, just like, it's worse than like Facebook drama, like.
Yeah, but not having the platform to speak back out when you're being literally slandered in the media, and you have the media on one side and you, just a guy with a toxic relationship with social media, on the other. No.
Bad.
No.
Bad storm. Kale immediately assumes the worst. He accuses Cubby of orchestrating the entire thing and suggests she's only using the band as a stepping stone to bigger opportunities. This is deep-seated Connor trauma with everyone. I want to recognize this. Like, as everyone starts piling on to her here, everyone is a little scorned, so we have to remember that. Darcy wants to know why Cubby didn't tell anyone about the meeting in the first place, which is really fair, I think. It's not a crazy thing to be like, hey, why didn't you say anything? Like, we've been on the bus. Like, this obviously happened recently. Like, why didn't you say anything?
Right. And she's obviously in a bad place with the whole band. But that's a testament to how isolated she feels.
Exactly.
She thought that she could go handle business by herself.
Right.
Brutal.
Right. It's a shitty situation when you look at it either way. The entire room descends into chaos because the article makes it sound like Cubby is about to abandon the band for Connor. The worst part is that she didn't really even do anything, and the media completely twisted the situation here, and now it's getting to everyone. And I would be crashing out too. I don't know. I'd be crashing out on either side.
Yeah.
Well, this is all when all this is happening, someone knocks on the door and announces they have 5 minutes until showtime. Like,
the show
guys,
must go on.
Show must go on, yep. Kale, unfortunately, refuses to go on stage with her. Cubby doesn't want to explain how humiliating the meeting actually was because admitting that she went there looking for closure feels pathetic to her. These are people you should feel the most comfortable around. And like you said, she's so distanced from them at this point, and she feels like an island, and like she cannot connect with anyone like Harry, like Darcy, who she's connected to about this.
Right,
She's
that have
just
been rocks in her life. She's like isolated for one of the first times since she's been a person.
Right. And rightfully so, she snaps. She says, quote, "Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck this band and our stupid songs. I don't need any of you." Darcy interjects and tries to calm her down. She says, "Cubby," you know. Darcy's voice is soft, but the warning echoes like a shot through her head. And Cubby says she doesn't care. She's really done with holding herself together if everyone is so dead set on ripping her to pieces. And Cubby says, "I stare straight at her, letting all the hurt, all the excruciating pain of the past few months play across my face." Quote, "I'm serious," I say, not blinking. "I am done." End quote. She is like, I mean, we got there. Like, there's so many moments that could push anyone over the edge, and I think she's been doing the best she can with the tools that she has been provided, truly. This is another one of those examples, but but she is not in the headspace to deal with this level of misunderstanding, you know?
No, and she's so isolated too.
Right.
And part of it's real isolation and part of it's self-inflicted. But she is just in such a rough space, and people that were safe, the people she'd turned to in this moment, are involved in this argument.
Right. And what a shitty place to be. So, unfortunately, the show gets canceled, and we jump right into chapter 23 from there. Cubby retreats to the motel bathroom, and she calls her moms. She tells them everything about the fight with the band, Connor setting her up, the whole media circus, the fact that people that she loves believing the headlines that are completely lying on her name, and it's all really becoming too much for Cubby and me personally. Stressed.
Yeah. Just taking hits, catching strays.
Right. Her moms immediately focus on the thing that matters the most. They're focusing on Cubby. They're worried because they had no idea that she was doing this badly. They remind her that pain doesn't become invalid just because someone else has it worse. And then in like the middle of this emotional breakdown, she's obviously compounded with a million things here. She takes a hard left turn and she blurts out, quote, "When did you realize you liked girls?" End quote.
Let's get down to the root of the issue.
So guys, actually, like, when did you realize this is a thing? It's incredible timing. I think it's well placed, and I think it's pretty true to, like, not all queer kids grew up in an upcoming band and all these layered dramatic things were happening. But it's boiled up so high that I just needed to talk about it. I spent a whole trip waiting to come out to my mom. Like, I spent the whole trip thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it this time. Like, so
no, I'm
that...
too scared.
I'm too scared. So like all of those like questioning feelings too, like it always comes, not always, but it often comes up in that like bubbling sense. And I feel like this is that a moment for Cubby here.
And it's also so funny because in this moment when her moms are talking to her and coming back to her, it's almost like it clicks for her. Like, I have this incredible resource I have not tapped into. These people love and care about me. Yeah. Hold on. I'm loved.
Right, and they're gay.
Yeah. Wait. Two birds. Yeah. 100%.
Right. It's incredible timing, and the following conversation is really cute. One of her moms knew her whole life, and the other realized much later in life. Cubby says, quote, "Mom and May both let out a small laugh. Cubby, my love, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but life is nothing but confusion. Learning to embrace the joy in the awful mess of it all is what makes it worth living." Like, it's like a warm hug. Like, yeah. I'll say it at the end, but
so good.
Yeah, She finally mentions the state of her mouth and she sends a picture to them. They instantly are very concerned and tell her to, go see someone about that and that she needs to take care of herself. And I think like that probably really, as parents, are like, oh my gosh, she's like emotionally distressed, but then she's like not taking care of herself. There's layers.
But an infection that close to your brain?
No. The call ends with a lot of reassurance, a lot of love, and Cubby is feeling a little less alone. And this chapter just felt very good on this fucking dumpster fire that is Cubby's life. Knowing that she's always had this in her back pocket, but like, has been internally struggling so much and again, feeling so isolated just shows truly where her headspace is at and where she is. She didn't even think that was a possibility until it dawned on her that she could actually lean on her support systems that aren't technically there.
Right. And I feel like she also kind of felt like she'd be judged by her mom because, again, this comes back into her feeling like these feelings are invalid and her being so like, no, I'm straight because she's never thought about it before. Because, right. I mean, just like the story you said, it feels invalid even when you're living it sometimes.
Well said. Yeah. So going right into chapter 24, the tooth situation has become an emergency. Cubby goes to consult the only adult in the space with her, Kevin, and she shows him her mouth and he is panicked immediately. And Cubby is suffering at this point. She is like crying, like writhing in pain. And it's completely unbearable for her. Her face is swollen, her fever is climbing, and Kevin is just like on it. God bless him. He disappears and he returns with his keys. It's ER time. They're going. They're in the waiting room for a long time until Cubby is finally admitted. The doctor takes one look at her swollen face, checks her fever. They check her lymph nodes and they ask about her wisdom teeth and they immediately send her to imaging. When the doctor comes back, Cubby is sobbing from the pain at this point. It's, again, unbearable. The doctor literally holds her hand while explaining to her that she needs to get her wisdom teeth out because they are abscessed. And I have a personal anecdote. I know this pain. I had 4 impacted wisdom teeth when they all came in. It was like the worst. It was my senior year of high school. And that I had to live with it for like a couple of weeks. So my mom was very much so on it. I appreciate her. And she got me in with someone, but it was awful pain. So, and she had let it go for quite a long time because she's been sensing this for a little bit. So, from the first episode, she was feeling it. So like, she's got to be hurting bad.
I'm really happy for Cubby that she had abscessed wisdom teeth and not like some horrible cavity and needed a root canal or like something like that. Because I know that this tied into her hygiene slipping. I'm glad it was something that was out of her control, because if this was something she caused herself, the pit of despair.
I know. Like, she's had enough. She's had enough.
100%.
Yeah, so no one was shocked. I mean, like you said, I'm glad it wasn't anything more serious. And the recommendation from the doctor is that she needs to have surgery immediately. They're very quick to get her in. They said they have availability to get it done soon. Kevin asks the important question. She's a singer, and what does the recovery look like? And the doctor kind of gives the answer of like, hey, her health comes first, and everyone agreed. Cubby is wheeled towards surgery, and before she's put under, though, she spots Darcy trying to get into the room, and she is pushing anesthesia as that's happened. So we open with chapter 25, where Cubby is waking up heavily medicated, completely disoriented, and she's convinced that she's being abducted by aliens, Darcy being one of them. Darcy is just trying to drive through New Jersey while Cubby keeps asking increasingly ridiculous questions because she's on a lot of drugs. The band has been scattered for days. Harry is visiting family. Cale went home to Ohio. And Skull is apparently somewhere, likely with Deja. Living his best life.
True love exists.
He's like, I am not part of the drama here. No. Cubby asks Darcy if the band is broken up. She is like in that delirious state and she's really torn up here. Darcy says no, but they're not exactly okay either. Darcy admits that she's still upset about the Connor meeting. Cubby is the band leader, and keeping something that is significant to everyone really almost destroyed their whole dynamic here. And so she's reeling from that. which is justified, I think. Eventually they arrive at a pink Airbnb in Cape May where Cubby can recover. I put here that we've made it to the cottage.
We
This
have
is what that felt
made
like.
it to the cottage.
Exactly. Things are awkward. They're really emotional and very, very unresolved. Cubby is feeling everything at this moment, not only because she's recovering from dental surgery, but I feel like there is this emotional fatigue at this point that is just dragging her through the mud. Like she is just done, and I'm honestly so sad. I'm so sad for Cubby most of this book, which is an unfortunate place to be, and which makes me want a sequel that's awesome and cool. And yes, I will get good feelings towards the end, but like I really I spent so much time being sad for her in this book, and I'm mad about it.
I know, because I think a lot of the bad reviews of this book deal with, oh, well, she was just miserable the whole time, or they weren't talking the whole time. And that's such beautiful insight on where we're at, because you don't often see a character, like you get an unreliable narrator, but you don't get this level of insight on mental health struggles very often. That critique to me sounds like people being like, why do you read smut? You're just reading porn, when really like the sex in the book informs the relationship. This is that same thing to me. This thing that everyone wants omitted is actually this massive bearer of details and intimacy and things like that.
Right. And to understand that this is a deeply character-driven story, the complexities that Darcy and Cubby like go through in their relationship and then on their own, like there are so many levels to this that I think you can't look at this and be like, well, that character's just annoying, or that character's struggle was just a lot. Like,
correct.
Yeah, I think my deep feelings are like I want Cubby just to be happy because I really like her as a character, and I resonate with some of these, like, you know, the mental health stuff and like feeling unsure about your sexuality and not knowing where to begin. Like all of that is really relatable. So I really just want to see her win, you know? So yes, Cubby is feeling everything in this moment. She tells Darcy that she's a good person, but Darcy immediately disagrees. She's like, no, I'm not. When Cubby asks why, the air between them shifts completely. Something important is about to be said, but then a car door slams outside and it kind of ruins everything. It's like that tension that built up and something weird happens and we can't talk about it now, which is a lot. This is like a lot of this relationship between the two of them. It's always like, we get there or we get there to the point because we're drunk, or, you know, this is like a moment and you know, we don't really talk about the thing. So I'm just as frustrated. Jumping into chapter 26, the morning starts with Darcy barging into Cubby's room and immediately announcing that she has news Cubby does not want to hear. Cubby, who has already had approximately 17 emotional breakdowns this week, is understandably less than thrilled. Darcy says, I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to hear. And Cubby spits back with, quote, oh, good. I was just thinking, you know what? I haven't received enough bad news lately, end quote. I'm glad we're in this back and forth still. This energy is good. It's
the
better
girls
than the
are back.
stuff. Yes. Darcy's bad news is just really simple. The festival is only 10 days away and they still have to write the love song. Cubby wants absolutely nothing to do with this conversation, but Darcy comes prepared with a bribe. She offers her waffles in exchange for Cubby's efforts to write the song, and Cubby caves, which is real girl shit.
Yeah.
Make me a hot waffle. I'll be good. Fine.
Not right after I get my wisdom teeth out, but like right now is fine.
Soak it in syrup and suck on it. It'll be fine. The two settle in with guitars and notebooks, trying to force something onto the page. The problem is that the song is supposed to be about Harry. At least everyone thinks it is. So public perception's like, that's the lens we have to do this through. And every lyric Cubby wants to write, every emotion that she wants to pull from leads directly back to Darcy. And she can't do that. They're collaborating on this. They are working on this together. So she cannot do this. Like,
the
she
wound
can't be
is
like
too fresh and too open.
Raw.
Right here. Yeah.
In front of you. So when writing fails, Darcy proposes the next logical creative solution. She says, quote, want to watch Bridgerton? Girl. Yeah, same.
Big if true.
The song... Right. The songwriting session quickly turns into pizza, couch cuddles, and thirsting over fictional characters. Darcy declares that she is ready for Anthony Bridgerton to stop hiding behind honor and just kiss Kate already. She says, quote, "I'm ready for Anthony Bridgerton to stop being a gentleman." And Cubby replies with, "I'm ready for him to take his pants off."
I yelled about this last episode. Yeah. Take your pants off, platonically.
Platonically, please. Darcy says, "That too. Kate as well. Honestly, the entire cast, the crew, the ensemble, everyone while we're at it."
Us for real.
Same, mama. That line of thinking, you're like, actually, everyone, let's go.
Everyone get naked. I'll look at what I like. Cool.
Wow. That's us in a nutshell. As they sit together watching Bridgerton, Cubby finds herself completely content with just being next to Darcy. They're curled up together on the couch. They're sharing food. They're sharing space and a level of comfort that feels really effortless between the two. At the same time, though, the weight of everything Cubby isn't saying is growing heavier. She wants to tell Darcy the truth, but she cannot seem to get the words out. She's like having this internal struggle, this back and forth here. Unexpectedly, though, Darcy is the one who opens up first before she can even get there. Darcy apologizes for what happened in Philly and for not standing up for Cubby when she needed her. Cubby immediately tries to brush it off, but Darcy refuses to let her. She says, quote, "I'm not going to hurt you anymore, Cubby love." With tears gathering in her eyes, "I promise."
Platonically.
There's something about when Mazey pulls out a Cubby love, when Darcy pulls out a Cubby love, where I know it is, she feels that deep in her poos, and I am so happy. Like,
yeah,
she's like,
yeah,
that is her person. That is someone, like, she's welling up, tears in her eyes, says, "I hurt you." She feels like she hurt her in this deep, deep way, and she's like so torn up about it that she's like, "I will never do that to you again. Oh my God, I can't hurt you anymore." Right.
And but this is one of those places where we see, like, this is like the egg hatching of Darcy.
The veil.
Yeah, finally,
it's
telling
happening.
her how it is. Yep.
Right. So this is like in the friendship, oh my God, best friend way. Like, I can't believe I hurt you. I'll never do that again. But it's also like in the gay way, because I know a reckoning's happening internally for Darcy too. So this is why both of us are like, I'm so into having a Darcy POV, even if it's like a novella. I don't care. I just would love a Darcy POV.
Give me the Darcy remix for all the juicy parts, and it can be like companion. You could just sub in like the biggest parts for Darcy.
Love that.
Mazey.
Mazey, please. So we open in chapter 27 with Cubby's phone. Cubby's phone is still missing, and Darcy continues to insist that she has no idea where it is. She also makes it very clear that Cubby doesn't need to be distracted by that phone right now, which is a good friend right there. Like,
Diva down,
right? Cubby's worried she's getting depressed, and Darcy is essentially like, "No shit, girl." Like, she's very much so like, this has been affecting me, and she's been living in this for so long that when someone comes to the conclusion that maybe it's not working great for her, she's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure it out." Determined to get Cubby out of her own head, though, Darcy decides a change of scenery is in order. She blindfolds her and gets her into the car for a surprise outing, and it's an ice cream date on the beach, which I love. Oh, my perfect date. Thanks. Darcy proudly presents Cubby with a strawberry scoop while she gets a strawberry shortcake for herself. This is a really cute moment, too, because this is like one of those deep friendship ties. They go back and forth about, oh, you're supposed to get a different flavor so I can try it. One of us gets the like cozy, safe flavor and someone else tries something adventurous. And she's like, well, strawberry shortcake isn't strawberry. So we're getting two different experiences, which is just so relationship based. This is a you're like, no, you should have got like double fudge brownie or something. Like, stand 10 toes down.
Now I want ice cream.
I know, now I'm thinking about it. But that's like relationship shit. Like, Drew and I do that. I'm like, you have to get something that we both would like, and like vice versa, so we can all eat it.
Yes. Or get the weird thing I'm too scared to try, and then you have to suffer when I bite it and hate it.
That. or I hate my own, because that's what always happens. Drew gets something real good and adventurous, and it ends up being fire. And mine tastes like booty ass, because I went with the safe version.
Yeah.
We get this cute little back and forth here. What food is best for emotional collapse quickly becomes the topic of conversation, leading to one of the most important discussions in literary history. Quote, would you say ice cream is a better idea than pizza? Well, it largely depends on the emotional state of the person coming up with the idea. Interesting. Let's say the person is anxious, and then she answers with pizza. An existential crisis, ice cream. Stressed, pizza. Angry at the world, both. Well, I guess that takes care of our dinner plans tonight. It's just like the back and forth. Obviously, this is between two people, so like my execution is not that, but it is so cute. I love how they talk to each other because it is just like it's BFFs that kiss sometimes, you know? Like,
yeah.
So
but this
gay
is also
and they don't realize.
Deeply accurate. Because if I'm having existential crisis, ice cream's the answer. Like every worst day I've had, I've eaten ice cream for dinner. Very intentionally. But if I'm stressed out or anxious, I want pizza because I need big girl food. But like big problems require ice cream for dinner.
Ice cream. And like in a waffle cone, and I'm serious about it, you know?
Diva.
The two spend the afternoon laughing, taking photos, and walking along the beach in a platonic way. And at one point, guys, it's fine.
It's a platonic little friendship. Who cares they're gearing up for the Pride Fest? They're just friends.
They're just friends. At one point, just to really confirm that point, at one point, Cubby finds a piece of sea glass that perfectly matches Darcy's eyes.
This is such a massive moment because her eyes are such a thing in this book that we always go back to. Yeah.
Look at them. They're so cute. I've seen multiple versions of Cubby and Darcy, and they're all so good. Like, they're a hot pair. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Eventually, Darcy comes clean about the phone. She took it, and she admits to it because she's watched Cubby use it as a weapon against herself for months at this point. So she's known. She's been witnessing because she knows her better than anyone else. She's been watching this happen, and she's like, I can no longer stand by it. And she really just wanted to give her a break from all of it because it's been weighing on her. Cubby knows that she's right, but she lashes out on her anyway, and Darcy just gives it back to her. Cubby immediately proves Darcy's point by opening it and diving right back into the internet's latest attempt to ruin her day here. Guys, I'm tired of reading these because it's like it's like reading
Darcy,
Daily Mail.
Help you. Like,
girl,
this is your girl. You have been in such a better headspace eating ice cream because you are literally just harming yourself. I understand that she's not choosing to do this in a way that she could just be told to stop, but she is doing so much harm.
Right. And it's just like so jarring to see that switch. Like, she's been doing literally having a day to be away from it and be normal and heal. She has like that whole dialogue, her internal dialogue too, was so much healthier. And then you get this hard switch because she is experiencing this again. The article says, while Cubby Clark, lead singer of Tea Time Tantrum, primarily has any claim to fame due to men she's dated, that hasn't stopped her from fully embracing diva status, walking out on the Philadelphia show 1 hour before the start time and canceling the next night's performance without even a Performative Notes app Instagram apology. The band has further canceled their next 4 scheduled shows. Clark's team put out a blanket statement about one of the band members needing a break due to a health concern, but it isn't hard to read the signs that Clark is throwing a tantrum of her own after being caught stringing along ex-boyfriend and pop star Connor McCabe while dating Connor's best friend and heartthrob Harry O'Connell.
It's this whole article reporting negatively on Cubby, but exclusively being about men, is making me ill.
Just the like, oh, poor Harry and Connor. Like, they're both boo-hoo. And they're best friends. I mean, come on. This is like I said, I'm tired of reading this because it feels like Daily Mail bullshit and like true to its core bullshit that I hate. Darcy catches her reading it and completely runs out of patience. She grabs her phone and launches it directly into the ocean. Cubby is
diva.
Horrified. Yeah, like, what a move. Like, let's pause actually. That's a move. Like, she is so done because this is...
You can only do that to your best, Judy.
Yeah.
Like, think of how many friendships in your life, if someone took your phone and threw it in the ocean, actually would survive. Only the best Judys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even... In this economy...
I hope you got insurance. Yeet.
Like, stop being...
Yeah.
But, like, Darcy is also, like, at her... We see here in a minute. Darcy is just at her wit's end to the point where I don't think she can physically watch her harm herself anymore.
Correct.
Cubby immediately runs after it while reminding Darcy that all of their recordings, their demos, and their lyric drafts are on that phone.
Girl, the cloud. Make any excuse you want.
Right.
That shit is on everywhere. You're good.
You're good. Just denial. What follows is the biggest fight they've had all book, and it's also the most honest conversation either of them has managed to have at this point. Darcy finally admits that watching Cubby disappear into herself has been unbearable. Darcy says, "You know what? I don't even care about the lyrics. I don't. I would erase every song in the world if it meant bringing you back to me."
Platonically. Darcy
also admits she can't keep pretending nothing is wrong between them. Cubby immediately falls back on the narrative that she's been doing for years, apologizing for being too much, too emotional, and too difficult. Darcy shuts that down immediately, though. And finally, Cubby asks about Cleveland, about the night that Harry kissed her on stage and everything changed afterwards. And Darcy admits the truth that she was furious. Yeah, girl, we know.
We know.
She says not because Harry kissed Cubby, because... I need to deliver this right. She says it not because Harry kissed Cubby, but because he got to do the one thing that she wanted to do the most. The worst part was that she encouraged it, and she'd spent years burying her feelings, watching from the sidelines, and convincing herself that she could handle it. Ooh. Which is just like, she gets to see that, like, Darcy has been suffering in the same way. Well, she's been carrying these feelings for years and, like, holding on to this, and now
thinking she's carrying the weight alone.
Right. And now with this Harry element and having to be in charge of taking that, like, it is her worst nightmare as well. And there is a piece where it's like Cubby has always known because they're so intrinsically, like, you know, aligned and they're so deeply connected. But I think she needed to hear this we know she needed to hear this to, like, be released from that, you know?
Right. But, like, this is the miscommunication trope. But this is also, like, it is so scary to take that leap of faith. Like, when you can't picture your life without someone in it, what if you, Alexa, play Ruin the Friendship by Taylor Swift, and that person doesn't reciprocate those feelings and you've damaged your friendship? How do you move forward?
Yeah, that's tough. And in the gay way, too. Like, that...
Yo.
I don't need to speak on that experience, but...
Big.
Yeah, real.
Big. Yeah. Yes.
Especially for my femme bitches out here.
I've been in this situation. I've been in that situation, and I never said anything, and then our whole relationship exploded, so...
Yeah. Happens more often than you think. When Cubby asks why she never said anything, Darcy tells her that she was scared. Which is, like you said, this is the miscommunication trope. This is, like, the golden nugget here. I would say it's less miscommunication and more like no one was communicating at all. Like,
right.
Yeah, the vibes were there. I do feel like if anyone had a conversation, we would be in a better space. But this is not what this book is about. It is, but it's not. Like, we needed to get here.
Right.
We needed to see what this looks like and how. And it's every romance. It's like how this looks like can get like this, you know? Darcy was scared of how big the feelings were. She was scared because they'd been there for years, and she was scared of what it meant about her sexuality, and she was terrified of what her parents would think, which is just like, we all knew this in our core as other scared gay people. But, like, it's so sad to hear, and it's like, thank God they're young.
Because Darcy also always has to acknowledge that her parents' love is conditional, and it's conditional on her sexual orientation and her grades in school and how she is performing and things like that. And she's grown up with that expectation. So she's not off base, but it hurts to hear.
Yes, exactly. And this is experience for many, like in whatever capacity, if it's a religious capacity, if it's expectations, if it's value, you know, not everyone is met with the, you know, two moms who are willing to have the tough conversations and talk you through it, or just parents that are there to be supportive, or a community that's there to be supportive. Like, it's just, it's a reality, unfortunately, for a lot of folks, a lot of queer folks.
Yeah.
For the first time, Darcy said out loud the thing that she had never imagined, that she might be queer. The possibility always felt impossible, especially with the family she grew up in, like we said, and the fear of losing them has kept her frozen in place for years. Cubby finally admits that she's going through, well, literally the exact same thing. She tells Darcy about her calling her moms and trying to make sense of everything that she's been feeling. And through all of this mess, both of them know that neither of them want to lose each other, which is the one thing we've known the whole time.
Yes.
Guys. So they don't need to know everything. You know, this is that moment. It's like, you know, they have found each other again, but they found each other in a different way. They can relate in a million bajillion ways. They're best friends, but now they see each other on this new crystal clear level, which I think is just so healthy for the both of them. In the gay way.
It's no longer platonic.
The two cling to each other and cry as everything that they've been avoiding comes spilling out. Darcy tells Cubby that she loves her and that she just doesn't care anymore. She needs to know, and Cubby tells her that she loves her too. I am puking.
And then they kiss. Not platonically.
Yes. Yes, after the longing, everything.
Can I give you a line delivery from Ruin the Friendship by Taylor Swift? Because it perfectly encompasses this moment.
Give it to the people.
Which is, my advice is always ruin the friendship. Better that than regret it for all time. Should have kissed you anyway. My advice is always answer the question. Better that than to ask it all your life. Should have kissed you anyway. Thanks, Mazey.
Yeah. Yep. So yes, after the longing, the missed opportunities, the bad timing, and everything yearningful,
Yearners.
they finally kiss. Yearners, baby.
But kiss in their first intentional way that's not drunk,
yes.
that's not silly, that's not a joke, after having a very legitimate conversation. Thank you.
Exactly.
Finally. I just looked at the picture of Chapel Roan in my notes.
You ain't got to tell me.
Good for me. I'm so funny. I'm over here laughing at my own jokes I left myself a week ago.
It made me giggle today too when I went back in there to compare. I was like, yeah. We enter chapter 28, guys. Chapter 28. The drive back to the Airbnb is completely loaded with tension, and it's the good kind.
Why.
The good kind. The two of them spent the entire ride holding hands and giggling while Darcy desperately tries to focus on the road. The second the car is parked, Darcy is kissing Cubby. They practically race inside, collapsing onto the couch before quickly abandoning the plan altogether. Neither of them can seem to stop touching each other. This is years of tension, fear, and denial, which have snapped, and now they're here, ripping each other's clothes off. Yeah, mama.
As they should be.
Cubby takes a moment to reflect on how she's always belonged to Darcy in some shadowy, undefined way, but this feels different. It feels real, and it feels really certain for her. She says, quote, I've always belonged to Darcy in some gauzy, shadowy way, but this felt so solid, as inevitable as magnets colliding, as fundamental as the earth spinning on its axis. Darcy is my son, and I am lucky to be captive to her pull. Guys.
Queer joy.
This is a perfect, this is like, if I want to like frame it, this is very Mazey Eddings, like something like this to fucking devastate you while you're about to enter this little smutty moment. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Darcy gets all up in there like a seasoned pro. I don't know how to say this properly. She's munching on box, girl. Cubby is just overwhelmed. She's straight up doing that. She's overwhelmed and she's loving everything that's happening. Darcy goes down on Cubby, and Cubby realizes how much Connor made her feel ashamed of things that should have been normal, while Darcy is sitting here with no judgment, only care, affection, and mutual nervousness. And they're both figuring out this together, which somehow makes it easier for the both of them. And it's just so cute to see. Darcy is a natural giver. Cubby is just feeling her oats. Homegirl gets off. And then she immediately wants to return the favor, which is so gay.
Okay, Diva.
Again. Good for you, girl.
Keep it down.
This whole chapter just screams WLW, you know?
Yeah.
By the end of the night, they're crying, they're overwhelmed, and more certain than ever about what their relationship means. The panic that has followed both of them throughout this whole book finally gives way to something much better and much more beautiful and much more, it's just honoring, actually.
Yeah.
Like, honoring what they're feeling, and it's just so beautiful. I know this is a smut scene, but it touched me.
Gay panic is over. Gay celebration is in.
Woo!
And the girls are coming.
Yeah, they are.
I just saw one of my notes. The logistics of eating someone out 2 days after getting your wisdom teeth out is insane.
Great note, because I didn't even think about that.
Insane. Me pointing at the note.
Crazy. Ow. There's a lot of motor skills you need to have to do that. That is...
The day after, eating waffle. 2 days after, eating waffle.
I gotta go. That's a Hall of Famer right there.
Oh my god, I peeked.
Oh, that was a Hall of Famer right there. The girls. They're eating. Oh, I love them.
Oh, okay. Chapter 29 it is.
Chapter 29. We wake up the next morning, and Cubby wakes up almost immediately anxious, and she's frozen. Her brain is doing the thing where it jumps back to the night she told Connor she loved him, only for him to laugh it off and assume that she was joking. Now she's terrified that somehow this might happen with Darcy, and what happened last night won't survive into the daylight. She stays curled up in bed pretending to sleep because as long as she doesn't move, she doesn't have to risk finding out, which is like such a trauma response, not only to Connor, but like this has happened before with them, you know, and that is like, okay, we got through the hard part. We've done this before, or like, well, they haven't done that before, but we've gotten this close. And we've opened up the wound, and we're vulnerable, and we're connected. But like, what is it going to look like in the morning? Which is visceral and yicky.
Right, and Cubby has been conditioned to feel this way. We have proof within this book that she could and should be feeling this way because she's never been able to know anything else.
Right. Darcy sees right through her and brings Cubby coffee. She calls her out for fake sleeping, and she eventually coaxes her for the truth. And that is really refreshing because, well, I don't think Darcy intended on hurting Cubby the last time this happened. I think she at least recognized that this might be something that Cubby's feeling, and she obviously knows her well enough. So she's like, all right, let's talk about it now. Let's not live in this. Cubby admits that she is scared, not because of what happened, but because it meant so much. She responds to her with, fine. I feel amazing and giddy and scared. I think last night was one of the best of my life, and I stayed in bed all morning fake sleeping, so there wasn't any chance that I'd have to face the possibility we were going to pretend that last night didn't happen. Darcy's response is immediate. She says, quote, I don't want to pretend. She's very serious. She rushes that out. She says, quote, never again. It hurts too much to pretend to feel less for you than I do. I'm celebrating.
We're so back.
I'm celebrating.
Gay celebration's in. Gay panic's out.
Cubby asks the question that's been hanging in the air. Is Darcy her girlfriend now? Darcy naturally responds with peak Darcy energy and says, quote, "No, I only confessed my love for you in the most dramatic way possible and then spent the night eating you out for us to stay platonic besties. Hope we're on the same page." Which is like, hey, I know you're traumatized by this, but like, we have to laugh about it now.
Oh, 100%. Especially now that tension's out the window. This is the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Right.
This is
I
like
can't believe we acted
already
this way.
in the canon. Right. We were so stupid.
So with all that settled, they get back to the reason that they're supposed to be in Cape May in the first place, writing the love song. The difference now is that they're finally being honest for who it's for.
It's for me.
If the yeah, for me personally, yeah. With that audio, yeah, mama. Quote, "If the rest of our day yesterday had a flavor, it would be marshmallow fluff, deliriously sweet and delicious that had us in a euphoric sugar high. Today is proving to be similar. It makes writing a love song bearable when you can be honest about the inspiration." Okay. We get a little delicious snippet of the lyrics, and they obviously start flowing immediately. Quote, "I choose you when you're lying on my couch. I choose you because there's nothing else I could do. And when they ask me, I can say I'm doing just fine because my girl's kisses taste like strawberries straight from the vine." All right. Gay. I was like, okay, Muna.
Yeah.
Okay, Renee.
Okay, Max.
Max agrees. The rest of the day is spent writing, flirting, and generally being insufferably happy, which I'm glad they are. When Cubby asks what food is appropriate for someone who is devastatingly happy, Darcy decides the answer is the same as every other emotional crisis that they faced in Cape May. Pizza and ice cream, baby.
Oh,
Same.
please.
Again.
It's going to get the job done. It's just in my nature.
Chapter 30 opens with one night where the two of them are laying outside on a blanket, staring up at the stars in a non-platonic way anymore, guys. Cubby admits that she misses her moms and the comfort of being taken care of. And when she asks Darcy if she misses anything from home, Darcy admits that her parents never really felt like home to her. Home was always Cubby. Like, emotional damage after emotional, like this ending.
Yeah, buckle up.
Yeah, for real. The conversation eventually shifts to social media and the fact that Cubby has survived longer without her phone than anyone would probably expect. Cubby realizes that the constant scrolling was never really about staying informed. It was about avoiding herself. Darcy understands exactly why she got trapped in it. She says, quote, "I know, love, and I don't blame you for it becoming the trap that it has. Anyone under the scrutiny you suddenly were would have a fucked up relationship with the internet. The entire foundation of social media is designed around hooking a claw into the psyche. It's human nature to want to be known. I just don't think we're meant to be known in such a curated digital way." Which is the statement, you know? Mm-hmm. Yes, Cubby knows all of this. Yes, we all know this, but like this is so deeply intertwined now with Cubby and the way that she views herself and the lens that she views herself because she's so far away from it. I feel like she is coming back to herself in a lot of ways, or coming to terms with herself in some other ways. And that is really grounding her to take this and actually receive this and understand like it isn't like an internal attack. And like, yeah, she understands like I have been avoiding actually doing the digging and facing some things. And while yes, some of this was thrusted upon me, I have not literally face the music, and I need to. Cubby worries though that walking away from social media could hurt the band's success. Darcy points out that so much of the band's online presence has unfairly fallen onto Cubby's shoulders in the first place. Then Cubby jokingly suggests the most chaotic solution imaginable, which I think is wonderful. We'll get into it.
I burn it to the ground. Let's go.
I know how very chic, how very like, hey, I'm doing this and bye. So it might be like chaotic and kind of like unhinged to do, but I think it's good. She says, quote, "I post that horribly lovely photo you took of us. No caption, no tags, just as unhinged in love, and I log out forever. My final footprint on the internet, me, truly happy, hard launching our relationship, then digitally disappearing forever." Agreed. Yeah. But Cubby's forgetting something here. Cubby expects excitement, but instead Darcy panics. The color drains from her face as she tells Cubby that she can absolutely not do that. Please do not do that. And suddenly the reality of what comes next crashes into them. Darcy loves Cubby. She wants to be with Cubby, but publicly acknowledging their relationship means she potentially loses her parents forever. The fear that she's been carrying for years comes rushing back, and Cubby understands where it's coming from, but she also can't be someone's secret indefinitely, which is, again, a very common thing, and, like, unfortunately is really upsetting, because if you love someone and they're closeted or partially closeted, it is a really hard dynamic. You just, especially if you are out and live your truth on the other side of that. I think Cubby is just really excited, and they've made it here, and they've spent so much time yearning and longing that it just wants, they just want to be open about it, and Darcy has absolutely the room to have reservations here.
Yeah, and Cubby's not being realistic, because the backlash outside of Darcy's parents that would happen if she did post this, don't get me wrong, super punk rock, wish she could post it. But the backlash all around, like, oh, the thing with Harry was just a PR. Like, there's so many layers to what this could unravel. And Darcy not being ready is completely legitimate. I'm glad Cubby knows her parents so well. Because Cubby knows what this means.
Right.
It's not like, oh, my parents are, like, really religious and whatever. Like, Cubby knows.
Yeah. The conversation doesn't solve everything, but it does make one thing clear. Loving each other was the easy part, so they just fuck under the stars about it.
As they should.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when we get into chapter 31, the rest of the band finally arrives. Harry is the first one off the bus. Yes, at the cottage. like Shane's dad. Harry is the first one off the bus and immediately pulls both Cubby and Darcy into a hug. He tells Cubby that he isn't angry and admits that he should have trusted her when she told him the truth about Connor. Kevin is thrilled that her face no longer resembles a balloon. Deja greets everyone enthusiastically because she's a ball of sunshine. Skull waves from somewhere in the background, and even Cale admits that he missed them. So they needed to be together.
Say, so I started this audiobook yesterday, and the added layer that I missed the first time, that Skull is 6'6".
Oh, big boy.
But skinny boy. Jack Skellington boy.
Yeah.
So him behind Tiny, she is very small. She will sleep in the bed with me. Him off in the distance behind Deja, like, is just everything.
Like Slender Man girl.
He is such an incredible part of this book.
More importantly, though, Harry casually mentions that he and Cale spent some time together during the break, and they really hit it off. Which is like...
They did what off?
Okay. What if that's the sort... Wait! What if we get a Cale and Harry story?
Ooh.
Guys.
Mazey breaking into MM?
Girl, let us know. We'll eat it up. Later, Cale,
they keep
Cubby,
that whole thing a little too ambiguous for me.
They do, but it is enough to be like, well,
platonically they hit it off, or
yeah, like what are they? Later, Cale, Cubby, and Darcy sit down to clear the air. Cale apologizes for how he treated Cubby throughout the summer, and the two finally reach an understanding. The terms are very simple. Cubby gets to tell Cale when he's being an asshole, and Cale gets to tell Cubby when she's being dramatic, which I think is fair. They're like really kiki here and laughing, and it's like I feel like both of them have been like, hey, like this has not been healthy, and it makes me happy because I hated Cale the whole time, and I wanted him to do better. Cubby was she was already having a rough time. Before Cubby leaves, Cale asks whether there was any truth to the rumors about her and Harry, and Cubby tells him that she loves Harry, but not like that. Which is like, why are you asking?
But Cale, do you?
Yeah, like, I love that. We hop into Chapter 32, and the band has finished the song. After everything they've been through, after the fights, after the heartbreak, after the near breakups, the emotional disasters, they actually finished the thing that they needed to do. And they even managed to record a demo at Asbury Park, which is really cool.
Woo!
But before the big show, they have to go to Pride. It is gay time, guys. I lost my fringe.
We're talking Pride.
Cubby experiences Pride differently this year. For the first time, she isn't standing on the outside looking in. Even though she's still figuring herself out, she feels connected to the community in a way she has never before. She doesn't have all the answers yet, but she finally feels like she belongs. And that is such a delicious feeling. Like, she has been going to Pride parades with her moms. Like, this is not foreign to her, but like, she feels a certain sense of connectivity here that is just putting a smile on my face because a girl needs to win.
Yeah. Yes.
An emotional win, too. Mm-hmm. After the parade, the entire group runs into the ocean to celebrate. Cubby and Darcy almost managed to have a romantic moment before Kale and Harry appear out of nowhere, completely ruining it. They were having like a cute little
Maybe they were
moment.
ruining Kale and Harry's romantic moment.
Clocked. Harry seems a little bit quieter than usual, so Cubby checks in with him later. He's okay overall, but admits he's worried about the tour ending and having to leave behind the strange little family that they have built. He also mentions missing his fake girlfriend. The second Kale swims back over, Harry perks up noticeably, though. Guys, in the gay way.
Why? Platonically?
The evening ends with everyone gathered on the beach for fireworks. As they watch the show, Darcy slips her hand across Cubby's back and eventually pulls her closer in front of everyone.
These are my gays under the fireworks, under the stars, at the beach. Mine.
Okay, chapter 33. And it is finally show day. The biggest show the band has played yet. Cubby is nervous. Cubby is a nervous wreck backstage, and when Darcy comes to find her, they share a quick kiss, but it's obvious that Darcy has something else on her mind. She hands Cubby her phone and shows her a draft of an Instagram post, which reads, Happy Pride. Ooh. Happy Pride. I've always considered myself an ally, prided, pun intended, myself on it. I thought, of course I love and respect the rights of people to love who they want to love, to live their fullest lives, identifying however feels most true. Well, I knew as an unshakable fact that I love others who are gay, bisexual, pan, trans, and everything in between. I couldn't face the idea of loving myself or belonging to the LGBTQ community as more than an ally. You see, not all families are safe. Not all people are accepting. And the fear of facing that has kept me from admitting the truth to myself. My fear was so great and huge and awful. I used to think I was stronger than love. But yesterday, surrounded by people who stared that fear down and claimed their identity with full-throated delight, it made me realize the truth. Pride is and always has been a protest, a commitment to being your truest self, regardless of bigotry, the risk of hate and violence from others, and I'm ready to make that commitment. I'm pansexual. I've been attracted to men. I've been attracted to gender fluid folks, and I'm madly in love with a woman. I'm done hiding in the shadows and dimming all this love I have to give. So hi, happy Pride. Thanks for waiting as I found myself. I wish I had my pan flag. My fellow pan girl. We love you.
Diva, we love you.
She brought that to her, and like that had like if I was Cubby, I'd be like literally exploding on the inside.
Oh, I'd puke.
Literally puke.
You're gonna come out for me?
For me. And she said it.
Well, obviously it's for herself, but like, yes, that freedom is everything.
Right. I think that was like a conversation Darcy had to have with herself and really was affirmed by this experience, obviously. And after spending so much of the book terrified of what her parents might think, Darcy decides that she can't build a life around that fear anymore. Pride helped her realize that she wants to live openly more than she wants to stay hidden. Cubby goes in for a kiss, and as they're kissing, the door swings open, and it's Harry. All right, time to face it. Let's button it up.
But he's talking a lot of shit for someone that probably fucked the violinist, you know?
Right? No.
Okay, opinions.
In chapter 34, Cubby immediately pulls Harry aside because she refuses to let him hear about her and Darcy from anyone else. She apologizes through tears, explaining that this wasn't how she wanted him to find out. Harry, being Harry, tells her that she doesn't owe him an explanation. That doesn't stop her from giving one, and he's sad, of course, but he is also not surprised because he's picked up on the cues. And I think Harry just wanted to feel connected to someone. You know, I feel like they are all so deeply intertwined. And we might get a Harry spinoff. We might get a Harry POV, and we might get more. But, like, it definitely feels like he wasn't trying to do wrong in this situation. That he also was, like, a chess piece in this. But, I think his own feelings played a lot into this. We can see that he definitely had feelings for Cubby. And that ultimately led him to make not the best decisions in this part of the book, but he's trying to make up for it. Darcy points out that he should probably be angrier than he is, but Harry just shakes his head. At the end of the day, these are his two favorite people in the world. He says that he can see whatever feelings he has for Cubby don't compare to the history, love, and connection that she shares with Darcy. And the conversation ends exactly the way it should. Everyone is crying. They're hugging. They have this moment. They're like, okay, I think this also solidified for Cubby and Darcy that this is okay. Like, they can do this, and they'll be able to get over whatever hurdle it is as long as the people in their lives that they care about support them. And I think Harry was a good start, although it was an accident. Like I said, the conversation ends. Cubby asks, well, what comes next after all of that crying and hugging? And Harry shrugs. He glances at the door and he says, well, I reckon we go do a show and then start planning out our Cubby Clark is Madly in Love album, which is friends knowing her best, you know?
Yeah, we will. We're going to make music, baby.
Yeah. In chapter 35, it is finally showtime. 5 minutes before they enter the stage, though, Cubby gathers the band together for one last pep talk. After everything that they've been through over the last year, from Connor's betrayal to the band's collapse to the emotional warfare that they all put each other through, they're somehow here at this moment. The stage manager appears. He gives them the signal, and suddenly it's all happening. The band runs onto the stage to a roaring crowd. They grab their instruments and launch into their set. When they reach the final song of the night, Cubby steps forward to address the audience, and because this is Cubby Clark, she decides to emotionally eviscerate everyone in attendance while doing so.
That's her job.
Right. I've been thinking about love a lot lately. I've been thinking about it more than I'd like, if I'm being honest. See, I was forced to suffer the aftermath of a breakup very publicly, very embarrassingly. Love, I'm learning, is never what you expect it to be. She turns towards Darcy in this moment, which punched me in the gut. She says, quote, you search for it in the places you think you're supposed to find it, breaking your back to fit what you think it's supposed to look like. But that's not real love. Love doesn't hurt you. It doesn't break you down into pieces with sharp edges that are impossible to carry. Real love, true love, strips you bare and holds you close, never asking you to be more than the person that you already are. Cubby delivers the final blow here. Quote, you were all promised a love song. You were given hints to it that it was about a certain Irish fella with blue eyes that would tempt Jesus to sin. Well, this is a love song. It's probably my favorite song I've ever written, but it's not about a boy. It's about the person I love the most, the person I don't want to spend a day without. In fact, that person helped me write it, helped me pluck every word from my scribbly brain and create something beautiful. That person is Darcy Burton. She is my muse and my torment and my best friend and the love of my life. And this song is for her. I have goosebumps.
Oh my God.
Cut the camera's dead ass.
Could you imagine getting to see this love confession live after all this internet drama?
Girl, this would have busted my brain open.
This is Taylor saying Karma is the guy on the Chiefs for the first time. Like, this is a public declaration in a way that I cannot handle. And it's everything. And for her to put it all out there like that when she's faced such scrutiny because Darcy just did the same for her.
Chef's kiss.
It's everything.
Yeah. Like, put this on my screen immediately, you know? The crowd absolutely loses it, of course, because, like, what a turn, too. Like, there's this
and
huge
you're at
narrative.
Pride.
Yeah, you're at Pride. There's this huge narrative that's been happening for months. That everyone's been on top of it, and, like, you take the hardest of turns here. They start playing, which... Please note that this is a full song. I'm not going to do it justice because I'm speaking it, but it is a full song on the audio, and it is beautiful, and it is very well done. And we got to see from the audiobook producers have the narrator who also like wrote the song and performed it in here. It just is lovely. So I highly recommend listening to this book. It delivers on so many levels. So the song is... Heartbeat flicker of the twin flame, so lost in you I can't remember my own name, but that's okay, I don't need it anyway, I wear yours no matter what they say. You're my anchor, my heart, my crush, quick rush, slow burn, each twist, each turn, led me to your door. You're the only home I need anymore. Ah! The rest of the band slowly joins in and building around Cubby's voice. Skull comes in first, then Kale, then Harry rounds it out with the keys. You are the storm, you are the fire. Breathe me in, fuel my desires. Darcy is completely frozen in this moment, tears in her eyes as she watches Cubby sing directly to her. You dance us across the tightrope. I beg, don't drop my heart of hope. And now, you know, I slice through life like a knife. My pain is impatient and I get complacent, pacing my room all too consumed of how I'll mess up and lose you. I mean, come on. But you hold me close, you fight off my ghosts, and you tell me, baby, it'll be okay. And this time, I don't overthink it. I chain up my demons, we dive deep in the end. Because for once, my happiness isn't pretend.
Cut the camera.
It's beautiful in the book.
The episode's over. Thanks for coming.
Guys, we gotta go. And hearing it too. So there's like this level of like hearing it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I was trying to do like the lyrics and like the little notes in the thing. They didn't put it in the latter half of the book, but yeah, this really gagged me. And hearing the full song. Release the MP3.
It's so
girl.
good. Yeah, release the track. I could not imagine witnessing this live. Like, what a sweet, tender moment.
Yeah. And you're right. It would be incredible. It'd be historical, you know, one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the moment where the audience completely loses their mind. Darcy walks across the stage towards Cubby, and the two of them meet in the middle in front of thousands of people. They tell each other that they love each other and kiss right there under the lights. And the crowd erupts.
For the yearners.
And Connor McCabe is somewhere having the worst fucking day of his life.
He stubbed his toe. He shit his pants.
Explosive diarrhea.
Fuck you, Connor.
Yes. So that's where we leave the book. We have an epilogue, though, so don't be too sad. 1 year later, Tea Time Tantrum is sitting down for an interview with the Rolling Stone. The interview takes place in a fish and chip shop, and despite the fact that they have become a successful band, absolutely nothing has changed between them. They're still bickering, talking over each other, and they're still behaving like a family that has been trapped together for far too long. The interviewer asks eventually if they're always like this, and everyone turns and is like, yeah, pretty much. The article reflects on the band's wild rise to fame, including the public fallout with Connor McCabe. Here's a little quote from it. The young band is rather notorious for their convoluted interpersonal dynamics, landing on the map after musician Connor McCabe blessed Cubby in a song that was just last year lauded as a masterpiece, but has since been dissected on the internet for its undertones of misogyny, toxic masculinity, and inappropriate references to his past sexual relationship with Cubby. The internet woke up, guys. Right. It takes the woke bitches.
Seeing men get ahead.
Right. It takes the woke bitches to, you know, pluck something apart. Like, it's just insane that it took us forever to get here, but here we are. That's fine. This felt good, though. I texted Johnna because, like, I had listened to this in, like, a flurry for the second episode recording, and I was like, I really wish something happened to Connor. And she's like, did you read the epilogue?
And she's like, I literally just finished it. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Finished it. I was like, go back and listen to it. So I listened to the whole epilogue, and I was like, was locked into the last chapter too, so it was it's crazy that I was like,
you
oh,
were
yeah,
coming down from an emotional high and you blacked out.
I was, because I literally was tearing up while making my breakfast. Insane. Connor is essentially a cautionary tale at this point, while Tea Time Tantrums spent the last year refusing to engage with the drama at all. So they are like very much so like they have taken the opposite turn here and have decided like that didn't work well for them. It wasn't helpful to Cubby. It wasn't good for her mental health. And they have been intentionally, as a band, ignoring all of the bull. And Connor's been suffering for it because people like that need that. They need that level of like, they need the back and forth. They need like the pressure, the media, and everything. It's not. And that was
Pride was literally their mic drop. They were radio silent for a full year. So they all had that massive moment, played that song, and then just disappeared. I love this for them. This is like the healthiest thing that could have happened for all of them.
Yeah. When asked about the band's dynamics now, Cubby keeps things simple. Quote, "We are all extremely close friends." Cubby confirms this, eyes scanning the group. "Darcy and I just happen to also have romantic love on top of that. And that's all we plan on saying about the matter."
Mic drop.
I'm so happy for her. The interview closes. The interview closes with the announcement that fans have been waiting for: a new album and a world tour. And that is where we end. You won't forget me.
I won't forget you.
Up. For real.
They're so up, and them getting to announce that world tour in that way, especially when midway through the book we get Connor's humble brag about him needing all this time away before he goes on his world tour and taking care of himself. Eat shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, this felt very good.
I just want to sit
thoughts?
in that gay glow. I want to sit in the gay glow. Like them getting, I just dug through a bunch of reviews for Read the Read before this, and a lot of people, they were mad the book was sad and then mad it got happy.
Yeah.
But let's get that happily ever after. This ending this way makes so much sense because these people found peace not being in the public eye.
Yeah.
And that brings me great joy.
Yes, it just affirms that like you don't actually need all of that. You can just be genuine and do the thing that you set out to do, and it'll be enough, which proved healthier for everyone involved. And I think Cubby, I think that was likely really healing for Cubby. I gotta say, chapter 35 really gooped me. It felt very cinematic, and just the latter half of this book obviously moves, and we move through a lot here.
Yeah.
But it does it in such a careful way, and we take care of every part of the plot, which I am really thankful for, because sometimes they'll read romances and they'll be like, whatever happened with that thing, and we're just not gonna
whatever
talk about
happened with Harry and Kale.
That's what I want to know. Novella, baby. Mazey, I'll read it. Throw it up.
You let us know.
Yes.
We can ask her.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with Harry and Kale?
We will. That's a good one. Add that to the list. Yeah. But this is such a fun read. Our first romance heavy, but also true to us and not new to us.
Yes.
This is mental healthy. This is very on par for us, and a first time read. So we were surprised by everything. I think that's really fun to do here.
Yeah. And we got in on an advanced reader copy, so it's not like we had a lot of reviews or anything to go off of. We just kind of dove in, and I don't regret any piece of that, honestly. This was so much fun, and I can't wait to continue with the audiobook because I know it's gonna serve.
I know. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. It is, I think the audio, in this case, this is one of those like required audios, in my personal opinion. It brings to life so much. Not only the music, but I think the narration is really good.
Yeah. Yes. I dove in, and like hearing these things properly in their accents, I was like, this makes so much sense.
This makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it felt like. Yeah. All right. Ready to read the read about this lovely book?
I am ready to read the read.
This one comes with no stars. It said Zoo Pal's fan account reviews this as, unfortunately, this has a thing where almost everything could be solved if the characters just talk to each other, which is like, yes, that is, you are 100% right. But guys, it's called a trope for a reason.
Right.
So.
Right. Are you mad they had one bed too?
Ooh.
I'm not. Oh, where my romance book had a romance trope.
What do you got?
I have a 4.25 star review from Johnna, who looks like a little diva in her picture, so go off, queen. And she is us. Mazey Eddings, you had me at the Stevie Nicks Silver Springs 1997 dedication.
Yeah.
I listened to this in one sitting.
Love.
A people's
Love.
queen.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and I think this one buttons it up nice. A 5-star review from Sweet Twisted Reads. They said, absolutely beautiful, heartfelt, angsty, and just a little messy. And I agree. And that's how I like my books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially my romances.
100%.
Give it to me complex and give it to me fun and give me a cool setting, because this was a really cool setting. And like, there's something about the music element that has scratched an itch.
Yes, very much so. It being actual venues and them going into detail in the way Mazey going into detail the way she did about this tour, and being able to picture the size of these venues and what they were doing and put myself there is so much fun. She put her whole ass into this book.
She did, and I cannot wait to get this signed and pick her brain. We will hopefully be talking to her at the book fair at Bel Air, which will have more fun information coming. It'll probably be out around the same time, but yeah, we are official vendors, so we are going to be chatting with the girls and having a good time. So please visit us if you're local.
Come visit us at the book fair.
Hang out. We have trinkets and treasures, and it's just going to be cute.
Twinkets and treasures. Until then,
we'll see you at the library.
we will see you at the library. We will see you at Book Fair at Bel Air.
Yeah,
We
we'll
will
see you
see you
everywhere.
at Pride.
I'll see you at the Little Free Library.
Tell 'em,
I'll
Diva.
see you at the cottage.
We'll see you at the Little Free Library. Yes, specifically the cottage.